This is a video showing you how to use area models to multiply mixed numbers. Suppose we have the fraction of 1 3/4 and we want to multiply times 1 1/5. The first step is to show a rectangle that would represent one whole, so you would need 4 columns and 5 rows. So each of these columns would represent 1/4, and each of these rows would represent 1/5. The second step, after you've drawn your one whole, is to convert the fractions that are in mixed numbers right now into improper fractions. So 1 3/4 becomes 7/4, and 1 1/5 becomes 6/5. The next step then is to shade in the first fraction. We need 7/4. Once we've shaded in one whole, we've actually shaded in only 4/4, and we need 3/4 more. So I need to shade in 3 more columns because each column represents a quarter. Now, in total, I have shaded in 7/4. The next step is to shade in the second fraction, which is 6/5. Each row represents a fifth in my picture. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifths already filled in. I need to shade in 6, so I'm going to add one more row to my diagram to show 6/5. This whole rectangle that I've colored in now represents my answer. So I need to make sense of what my answer is. I can do that in 2 ways. The first way is for me to look at how many squares are shaded in total, which is 42, and then my denominator is how many squares are shaded in my whole, which is 20. That really represents that I have 2 wholes and 2/20 shaded in. I can actually see this from my picture. I have my one whole, which is filled in with 20 squares. If I add another 20 squares, that would represent a second whole. I can do that by filling in this much of my diagram. So all of this is 20 squares and so represents another whole. So my answer, if you look at the diagram, shows that there's 2 wholes, and then there are 2 more squares left, and I need 20 to make another whole. So my answer is 2 wholes and 2 out of 20 for both ways of looking at my answer.